morning. It's Sunday, April 19th, 2020. And I want to talk a little bit about cruise ships. I was not a big fan of giving relief to the cruise ship corporations. I never considered them an important industry, and most of them are registered in foreign countries to avoid paying U.S. taxes. Well, lo and behold, they did not get a dime of relief fund money. Now, Carnival is raising billions of dollars separately through donations in order to weather the pandemic and the near total shutdown of its business, but it's not giving up Panama. See, the world's largest cruise company and its main competitors have long maintained headquarters in Miami, but legal incorporation elsewhere, largely for tax reasons. Well, that backfired on them last month when the cruise companies were left out of the $2 trillion U.S. stimulus package. Why should they get a dime? They're not a U.S. corporation. Well, anyhow, Carnival, Panama-based Carnival, like Liberia's Royal Caribbean Cruises Limited and Bermuda's Norwegian Cruise Line, trying to survive through non-government guaranteed means. But none of them is considering coming back and being a U.S. corporation because that would cost them probably a lot more money. So there's an interesting thing that is happening with these abandoned cruise ships. Singapore has a plan for the world's empty cruise ships. With cruise ships around the world being idled after hundreds of infections occurred during their voyages, they might have found a new purpose in Singapore. The city-state is studying using cruise ships to temporarily house foreign workers who have recovered from the coronavirus and tested negative. Singapore is trying to limit the spread after cases soared last week. The use of cruise ships could complement other interim facilities such as military camps and vacant public housing. That's what the tourism board said in a statement on Friday. And the move comes as the country grapples with a surge in infections among foreign workers who live in often cramped dormitories and facilities. Singapore had its worst daily outbreak last week, a single-day record that contributed to a doubling of its infection count over the past week, and the majority of the cases occurred at the migrant dormitories. So the move to contemplate putting the foreign workers on cruise ships comes with a fair bit of irony. The government in March stopped port calls for all cruise vessels where hundreds of infections had occurred during voyages elsewhere. Now, they're looking at the cruise ship to help them out, to save people. It seems to me that the cruise ships would be perfect. They have readily available rooms and toilets in all the suites, and the two ships that they're talking about starting with can hold up to 2,000 foreign workers and will allow health measures to be implemented more effectively than in the existing dormitories by lowering the numbers of workers there. You know, in those dormitory conditions, they have 10 workers squeezed in a single room. That's a sure incubator for the disease. You know, since the cruise industry has basically stopped working for the current year, it seems like, this is a great idea that Singapore has. Why not clean these ships up, disinfect them, and put these workers on there, and the conditions will be much safer than in their dormitories. There is some tight spaces on ships with narrow walkways and stuff, so it'll make it hard to enforce social distancing, but I guess if you get them isolated away from the rest of the population, they should be okay. So right now, There's an assessment being done. The ship's ventilation systems, security protocols, infection control measures will be undertaken. And the ships will only be used to house foreign workers if it passes the assessment. But I'm sure it'll pass, because I believe that Singapore will make sure it passes. They'll do the work and they'll get it right. This, in my mind, is a terrific example of thinking outside the box. Here you've got these big liners sitting in your harbor doing nothing. You got people who need a decent place to live and a safe place to live. And bingo, somebody says, let's put them on those ships. Let's clean up the ships and put those people there. That's a home run. That's a home run. Maybe we need some more people from Singapore to come help us out, to help us think. You think Donald would appreciate that? I certainly would. So I guess that's enough for today, and I'll see you tomorrow.